Miss Adams, take a letter. If you're looking for a sweetheart cause you're lonely, and you want someone to love and adore, write a letter to our company, and we'll send by mail just the girl you're looking for. You'll be more than satisfied with our selection of the ones we'll send for your inspection.
For a lot of that, the gender sort of stereotyped marketing, there's a sense that, yeah, we're going to still control women by treating them as sex objects. Women are still socialized to think that we're supposed to do whatever we can to make ourselves wanted.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the I can do anything. Hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump, how are
nice seeing you. Terrific.
Give the men what they want, or give women what they think they want, which is to lose weight for men.
It just kind of seemed normal to me. I feel like I was buying into the whole system. I remember growing up saying, I'm not beautiful because I'm not skinny. I was in high school and my mom got me cellulite decreaser for Christmas in my stocking. And she gave it to me because she didn't even understand like that it would be offensive or be, you know, like a hint at anything. And then I started running a lot and my mom was like, wow, your cellulite's all gone.
Back before women were told to be skinny, they were told to be good housewives. Back in the 50s when Marilyn Monroe was around, they were allowed to be bigger, but they were still told how to be.
At times I felt like, well, why do I have to lose weight? I have to have a motivation.
This is part of our commitment action approach to weight control. The girls meet weekly in therapy sessions where behavioral change is emphasized. Overweight people tend to be dishonest, inconsistent, and irresponsible.
We've used the language of good and bad food to morph that into you're either a good person or a bad person.
It was respected that I was working hard and working out a ton, and then eating only healthy foods or eating, you know, barely anything. People were proud of me. I was proud of myself. But there comes a point where physically the starvation kind of overrides your brain, and that's what led me into this cycle of bulimia. I remember it perfectly. I got a burrito at lunch with my friends one day, and I just remember this intense guilt, this uncomfortable feeling, and I went immediately to the bathroom and just made it all come up. And it was scary because that first feeling when I was 19 years old was, wow, Taylor, I'm so proud of you for doing that. And that's kind of what took over for the next several years of my life.
And I don't want to have to go through that.
You don't want to be sexy.
We have this inaccurate idea of what we should look like, which is, as you probably know, like photoshopped in a lot of cases, so that image isn't even realistic. The numbers of women I work with eating disorders is they think they should have no fat on their body because the education around nutrition is not there. It makes them really vulnerable to the information that is out there, and there's so much of that.
Lose 10 pounds in 3 days.
Scientists, they are working on an obesity pill. If you figure out how to seamlessly lose weight, you begin to control your destiny.
We think if we manipulate ourselves enough, we'll get some outcome that we are aspiring to.
I wake up and the first thing I think about is what is going to make me look the skinniest. I'm definitely not going to breakfast, but I'll go get my coffee. And I'd be thinking the whole time that I'm starving, I'm hungry, I need something, but I wouldn't allow myself. And then lunch would come, and if I would go to lunch to see my friends, it would be, you know, what's the smallest thing I can eat without feeling bad? And then I'd have to go to basketball practice. So making it through a college basketball practice on carrots and coffee is not a good method. After basketball practice, I'd want to run more and just run more and burn more calories. It was So fully encompassing, totally takes over every decision, everything you do, how you tell people you're doing it.
Because what we're doing is an occupation, not just a hobby.
It is.
This is a whole way of life that we're building for ourselves.
It's not easy. The only way you can do it, don't eat and get exercise.
If we were to use a different word for dieting and just call it starvation, that is what your body interprets it as. A healthy way to diet is not sexy. It's really just a slow progress of modifying your diet and trying to increase activity.
If you didn't manipulate your body, you'd reach your set point at some point in your development. You would stay within 5 pounds lower, 5 pounds over. Our bodies really know what nutrients we need, what protein we need. We just take away that wisdom. We're in a very instant gratification society, so we want a quick check. This Weight Watchers tells me if I eat this many food points, then I will look this way. Diet industry will show you 1 to 2 year studies and say, look, this person kept this amount of weight off, but you look at 5-year studies and people get back to their set point with their weight.
And anytime anyone is trying to sell you something, there's always another agenda. They're not just doing it for your health. There are a lot of diets that help people see results quickly. They will kind of like engage in that, and feeling like that's what works, they'll come back to it. It becomes this dog chasing its tail, and you're willing to do whatever you need to, health aside, to maintain that. They will try anything, like literally anything. It actually destroys their health.
I'm gonna go on the quick weight loss diet. And that's where you eat meat and water. And that's what I'll do all week.
I've never thought that dieting was a good idea. Not only because of eating disorders, but because it creates a sense that we can look to others to measure our health.
I feel really self-conscious around other people. I feel like everyone's watching me, and I feel like, a fat person just isn't lovable. I made a cake. Do you want to?
Ruth, how can you do this to yourself? And me, I'm going to be as fat as you are.
Commenting on people's bodies at all is never a good idea. You just don't never know what's underneath all of that.
I go to bed miserable every night because usually the nighttime would bring all of my stress and guilt from the day. And then I'd be thinking of ways to get rid of things.
How do you know it'd make you happier? How does anyone know that becoming a supermodel is making them happier? You don't even know what a supermodel's thinking. You don't know what they're feeling. You don't know what their life is like. The second we try to be somebody else, we are externalizing every single part of us.
I've had several friends die from their eating disorders. Several friends commit suicide from their eating disorders. It didn't prevent me from still doing behaviors.
People die from mental health issues more than anything besides like heart disease and cancer.
For me, the majority was about this idea of control. I was the only one who would be putting food into my mouth. I was the only one to be throwing up that same food I'd put in my mouth. When I was at my worst, it was up to 20 times a day. I didn't look like the classic anorexic or bulimic, so people would often praise me when I was losing the weight. I looked like what they wanted me to look like. This is never gonna go away. How am I ever gonna be me again? By sophomore year, December, I had developed an irregular heartbeat, a heart murmur, so at that point it kind of clicked with me like, Taylor, this is not worth it. There were 5 girls on my team out of 12 girls with eating disorders, and I know that's a common trend throughout college athletics. So I quit the basketball team and I went to treatment for the first time. I was petrified. I was in an intensive partial program, 5-day-a-week thing, 8 to 3. I stayed through the month of January until I went back to Colby in February. The transition back to school was a little difficult, and I ended up back in Walden that March. In the first year, I went 3 times, and it's kind of been an in and out struggle, but now a couple years later, I'm finally at like a stable place in my recovery. The hardest part about recovery is accepting that it's okay to mess up and accepting that perfection is unrealistic. There have been plenty of moments in my recovery journey where I've struggled in discomfort. I remember one Christmas Eve, and I just wanted to use a behavior so bad. So I asked my dad if he would take our dog around the block with me. And I fought through the discomfort, and that felt really good. And I still remember that moment. It was like 5 years ago. That moment of deciding that I'm the one in charge. I'm actually the one who can, you know, be the result. I just remember being just so tired and worn down from all the behaviors, and who am I doing them for? It turned from me having my eating disorder for myself, for me to have it for everyone else, and for me to conform to even more crazy standards. Looking back, it's pretty freeing to be in a spot where I am now. I can get dressed without worrying about it for hours now. There was just this tremendous feeling of guilt and shame that was not easy to wrestle with.
You really lose yourself and your sense of self through that. In order to be part of our society, we conform.
Well, why do I have to lose weight?
I'm happy, you know, everything's going along fine, and I just don't have, right now I can't think of a reason to lose weight for myself.
Half of my mission in life is to get people to know why they're doing something, whatever it is. And so many answers are, I don't know, it's just what I'm supposed to do. Oh, you want to be healthy and look a certain way? Okay, what does that mean? Being healthy doesn't include external factors that measure, did I look a certain way? Did I please somebody else? It would be great if we all tried to not talk about bodies so much, even in positive. This is your life. It's literally asking yourself why every day. What is healthy? Why do I term it that way? Why does it matter to me how I look?
We're always at your service. It's always been our boast. We're known from coast to coast, from a pickle to a roast. We're the nation's host.
Don't tape any of this, I'll kill you.